On today's show, we're counting down my top Christmas movies of all time and exploring what each one can teach us about creating more magic, meaning, and main character energy in our own lives this festive season. So, grab your mince pies, press play on the soundtrack, and get ready to direct your most movie-worthy Christmas yet. Welcome to the Movify Your Life show, the plot twist you've been waiting for. I'm your host, Jessica Grace Coleman, and through the Movify Your Life method, I'll show you how to step into the starring role of your story and create a life worth watching. Every Movify Monday, you'll learn how to turn everyday moments into unforgettable memories, activate your main character energy, and use cinematic tools to boldly chase your biggest dreams, like the movie star you truly are. Because when the credits roll, I want you to look back at your life like it's the greatest film ever made, full of meaning, magic, and most importantly, zero regrets. And because I truly believe everyone deserves to live an epic life fit for the big screen. So grab your popcorn, cue the music, and together, let's Movify your life.
The Movify Your Life show begins. Lift your spirit, let joy rush in. Feel the magic in the roar. Step on stage and ask for more.
Welcome to the Movify Your Life show. I'm your host, Jessica Grace Coleman. I'm also Chief Movifier and Director of Movify Your Life. And this episode, we're continuing with the Christmas theme as it is December. And this one is titled Have a Main Character Christmas, Lessons from the Best Festive Films. And these are the best festive films in my eyes, so my favourites. Now, I'm recording this at the start of November, so I haven't quite stocked up on all the mulled wine and mince pies and Baileys and snowballs and things like that. Otherwise, I would be totally eating a mince pie and drinking a snowball while recording this episode, but please feel free to do that while you're listening to this episode and get in the Christmas spirit. Before we get onto the main content of the episode, I usually do a sort of what have I been watching this week item and then see if I would like to movify my life this way. And I've been watching Haul Out the Holly. Christmas film. Yes, it is the start of November and I have watched a Christmas film already, but there we go. Sometimes you just need to get on it straight after Halloween, don't you? Especially if things have not been great recently. You just want all the cozy Christmas cheer you can get. So I watched Haul Out the Holly. I believe there's a sequel to it as well, so I'll be watching that next week. And it is a typical Hallmark, I think it actually is a Hallmark film, where a lady goes back to her hometown. In this scenario, it is mainly the street that she's on. It's sort of a famous street that they all decorate it for Christmas and they do all these Christmas activities and things. Her parents ditch her basically to go to Florida, and there's her, one of her best friends from when she was a kid is there, and he's like a grown-up Hallmark hot, as we say, guy now. And you can pretty much figure out what happens, but it is all very Christmassy. I love these films when it's like, in America and they go all out Christmas. They do all these events and decorate and all these lawn furniture things. And I love it. There's lots of hot chocolate involved, lots of Christmas cookies, lots of baking. So would I want my life to be like this? Would I want to movify my life like this? Absolutely. If my whole December can be like this film, then, it is a bit stressful for the main character. So without the stress, then yes. I'm not a good baker, but I may well try and bake some Christmas cookies this year because 'tis the season. So that's what I've been watching this week. Now let's get on to I've said my top 10 favourite Christmas films ever. And they're a really, really mixed bag. But I want to point out that they're in no particular order because I could not choose an order. It would take me forever to figure out which are my favourites in order. And I like them all for different reasons, so it'd be really hard. But I will say I'm going to leave my absolute favourite of all time till the last one. So number 10 will be my absolute favourite. So maybe have a guess now. Put a wager down. What do you think it is? What is your favourite of all time? And could it be the same as mine? I think I'm not alone in this. So have a little guess. So yeah, I love Christmas movies. I love cheesy Christmas movies. I like emotional Christmas movies. I like happy Christmas movies. Anything I can watch with like a Christmas treat. Like I said, mince pies, Lebkuchen. I can never say that properly. Delicious. Mulled wine. Hot chocolate, a nice snowball, a Baileys, a hot chocolate with Baileys. Now you're talking. Getting all cozy under a blanket. Although to be fair, I'm usually under a blanket most of the year because I'm always cold. But under a Christmas blanket, twinkling Christmas lights all around. I watch them like that. I also watch them while I'm wrapping up presents, like all the time. Whenever I'm wrapping a Christmas present, there has to be a movie on in the background. When decorating the tree, I'll either have Christmas music on or Christmas movies or Christmas music from Christmas movies. And also when I just want to switch off from the world for a while, especially when the weather is all dark and cold and gloomy and wintry and I can't deal with it and it gets dark at like 4 o'clock and I'm just like, nope. Reality can wait. I'm going to put on a Christmas movie. So I love them. I watch a lot of these every year, I would say, but I also watch a lot of new ones every year. So, and I need lots of time to get in all my Christmas movies. So starting at the start of November makes sense for me. So number 1 is Elf. So this one is pure festive joy in movie form. And it is cheesy and it is over the top. And that's why I love it. So it stars Will Ferrell. I know a lot of people don't like Will Ferrell. I'm not like his biggest fan, apart from in this film. Like I love Elf and I love him in it. And it follows Buddy, who is a human raised by elves at the North Pole, who believes he is an elf, basically, who finds out that his dad is actually a human. And he travels to New York, where his dad lives, to try and find him. And in the process, to bring a little Christmas spirit to a rather cynical city. Very cynical city, I would say. And it's a kind of like candy cane coated, that's hard to say, candy cane coated adventure. It's all colourful and very fun, but it's also about like belonging, belief, and refusing to like let the world dull your sparkle. Basically, it's like if glitter and joy had a personality, it would be Buddy the elf. And I love it. Love it. Why do I love it? Like I say, it's all very... I made notes like about what each film was and if I wanted to mention any quotes about it and the sort of lessons and how we can movify our lives like it. I made notes on that and then I just wrote on my notes why I love it. And then I'm just going to ad-lib these bits. So this isn't going to be as practiced, but I love it. It's very fun. As I say, colourful. Zoe Deschanel is in it as well. She's awesome. So the cast is great. I really like the storyline. I like the vision, like the visuals of it. So the North Pole where he lives, it's all this sort of like, one of the quotes I wanted to say is when he talks about his journey and he says, and I passed through the 7 levels of the candy cane forest, through the sea of twirly gumdrops, and then I walked through the Lincoln Tunnel. So we've got all this like really great, colourful, sort of cartoony style backdrops. And then he walks through the Lincoln Tunnel into New York. And there is all the Christmas lights and stuff. But, the human places he visits aren't quite as colourful and whimsical as the North Pole. So I like the visuals of it. Like I say, I really enjoy Will Ferrell in this, even if you don't like him generally. I think it's contagious. It has so many great quotes. It has a great singing bit at the end. Who doesn't love a little sing-along at the end of Christmas? And it's sort of, obviously apart from the North Pole bit, it's set in the real world where Santa Claus is real, but people are losing their belief in him. And it's all about getting people to believe in Santa again and believe in the magic of Christmas. And I'm all about movie magic, as you know, so that's why I love it. Another quote I love from him is son of a nutcracker. There's also the bit where he's leaving the North Pole and this like sea creature comes up from the depths and it's like, oh, what's this? And it's a Mr. Narwhal. And he's lovely. And he just says, bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. And he's like, thanks, Mr. Narwhal. I don't know what that voice was, but I love those, love those lines. So yeah, I'm pretty sure most people have seen Elf, but if you haven't, go and check it out. So I'm going to do a sort of like what I think a lesson we can take from each of these films are as I go through them, and then how we can use that or use the film, or use the ideas in the film to movify either our own lives or our own Christmas, our own December. And I wanted to do that for each one. I'm going to try and go through them quite fast because there are 10 of them. And I know people are busy in December, so I'm not going to ramble too much. She says rambling, but here we go. So what's the lesson from Elf? I think the lesson I took from it was to stay unapologetically yourself, even when the world feels cynical, even when the world doesn't believe in you, even when they think you're weird. Like Buddy is different. He just is. He thinks he's an elf. So he was raised by elves. Of course he's going to be different. And his joy and belief in magic are contagious because he never tones himself down. He never changes himself for anyone else. And I think that's a great lesson to learn for life in general, not just at Christmas. And to movify it, what can we do? We can channel our inner Buddy. So yeah, lean fully into what lights you up this Christmas, no matter what anyone else thinks. If you want to decorate, I know this is coming out in December, but if you want to decorate at the start of November, do it. If you want to wear sparkly jumpers and glitter all December and all November, do it. Like spread joy, be yourself, enjoy what you love about the season, even if other people may think it's over the top. I think that's how we can movify it based on Elf. Okay, the second one is The Holiday. So this is starring Kate Winslet, Jack Black, Jude Law, and Cameron Diaz. And it is a sort of more modern classic like Elf. Basically 2 women, one from LA, Cameron Diaz, and one from like this chocolate box English village, Kate Winslet, swap homes for the holidays to escape their lives, basically to escape heartbreak, burnout. Like Iris, the Kate Winslet character, is in love with someone who is always treating her like crap and is going out, engaged to someone else. Cameron Diaz's character, Amanda, I want to say, has just broken up with her boyfriend and they just want to get away, basically. And they end up rediscovering themselves and, of course, romance. So it's like cozy escapism. I love both storylines. So the Kate Winslet and Jack Black one and the Cameron Diaz and Jude Law one. My idea of Christmas is staying in like the little cottage like Iris has in the little village in England, and it's all cozy. But I really like the characters of the LA based one. So it's filled with like local pubs, crackling fires, people hanging out, like making connections, you know, finding your own family, that kind of thing. And it's all about sort of starting a new chapter, somewhere new, which I think we can all use more of in life. And yeah, that's why I love it. I love the contrast between the LA Christmas and the England Christmas. It's obviously lots of Christmas music. I really like all the actors in it. I really like Kate Winslet and Jack Black together. I think it's really cool. I think Jack Black is actually really sweet in this film. You wouldn't think of him as a leading romantic man necessarily, but he is in this. And I love, there's loads of quotes, but the quotes from Kate Winslet, Iris, are my favourite. And the main one is, "You're supposed to be the leading lady in your own life, for God's sake." I mean, what's more movify your life than that? I'm always going on about being the main character in your life. Taking back the term main character from something bad, turning it around and making it something good. We should be the main character in our own lives. We should be the leading lady in our own lives. And there's a lot of movie talk in this as well, which I love. She talks to this really sweet old guy who used to make movies. And there's a lot of talk of like classic Hollywood films, and she watches loads of them during the course of her stay there. So she ends up coming out with stuff like, "I like corny. I'm looking for corny in my life. And I don't know, but I think what I've got is something slightly resembling gumption." Gumption is a great word. So I love all the stuff about old Hollywood, like the golden age of cinema and stuff like that. It's all very movify your life. So a lesson from this, I think sometimes we just need a change of scenery. I can totally relate to this, having worked from home for so many years. Sometimes you just need to get out the house, have a change of scenery, even if it's for a week or a few days, and you might rediscover who you really are. You might meet some new people, step outside your comfort zone, do something you wouldn't normally do, like house swap. I think that's a great lesson we can take from this film. And to movify it, you could do your own life swap moment. I'm not saying you have to swap houses with someone, but you could house sit to, you know, go and stay somewhere completely different and get a feel for what it would be like to live there, travel, or simply just do something different for Christmas this year. If you never go away, maybe go away somewhere, rent a little cottage for you and your family. If you always go away, maybe stay at home, do something different, create space for the unexpected. I think that's a great way to movify your life based on the holiday. So number 3 is cheating a little bit because I've got 2. So it's Home Alone and Home Alone 2. Absolute classics. As we all know, Macaulay Culkin as a kid plays Kevin McAllister, a clever kid, sort of overlooked kid with all these, so many kids, accidentally gets left behind at Christmas in this giant house. How they afforded that house, I don't know. So the first one, he's at home. The second one, he goes to New York on his own and he has to fend off like these burglars who were trying to rob the house. And then the second one, I think they're just trying to get revenge, if I remember rightly. And it's all very slapstick, but it's all very funny. And it's about sort of standing up for yourself, I think. Courage, independence, and remembering what truly matters. So he sort of loves the idea of being alone for some of it. And then he's just like, he just wants his mom. He just wants his family. And I haven't written any quotes from this. Oh, no, I have. So obviously there's "Keep the change, you filthy animal," and "Kevin." And I also love Catherine O'Hara, the mom in this. She's amazing in whatever she does. I love Schitt's Creek, so I love her from that. And this is just a classic movie. So a lesson from this could be that you're more resourceful and capable than you think. And I don't think I'd be able to booby trap my house quite like Kevin does during the film if I had intruders or anything like that. But I think we are often more capable than we think and that we give ourselves credit for. And it's not usually until we're sort of left alone or put into a situation where we are not prepared for anything that we can, you know, we really see what we're capable of and that we're like more independent than we think. I think that's a good lesson to take from it. And to movify it, I think, unless you want to booby trap your home, you're probably not going to do anything like that. But just get creative. Like, he got really creative with those booby traps. So I think movify your life, movify your Christmas, get creative, get a bit mischievous, maybe set a goal that scares you a little. Just like, it's about outsmarting the baddies. So maybe we could think about outsmarting the villain within ourselves, like that little voice that says, you can't do that, you're not good enough for that. You know, that annoying ass voice. We can outsmart it by getting creative. And I think that's a good way to movify our lives home alone style. Okay, the next one is It's a Wonderful Life, a classic, all-time classic. Black and white, George Bailey, played by Jimmy Stewart. I think Jimmy Stewart and Cary Grant are my two favourite sort of classic Hollywood actors. They're just great. And yeah, if you don't know the storyline, maybe I shouldn't give it away, but I think, you know, maybe most people will have seen it by this point. But anyway, it follows George Bailey, a man who's kind of forgotten his own worth and is not enjoying his life, as he's shown what the world would be like if he'd never been born. It's really powerful. It's really emotional. It's really nostalgic. I think old black and white movies they just have something that our modern films just don't. I did film studies at school, so I watched a lot of them and I just love them. But it's a sort of a nudge to us to recognise how much our ordinary moments can mean to others and how our lives can impact others without us. It's not the kind of thing we think about on a daily basis, but it reminds us that we do have a big impact on other people, even if we don't realise it. And like I say, I love it. I love the whole style of it, the whole black and white classic Hollywood film. I love the storyline. I love the setting. I love this, if I remember correctly, there's like a random crow or raven or something in the the building where he lives. I'm just going to Google this. It's a Wonderful Life. Crow or raven? Oh, it's called Jimmy the Raven. Oh, that's amazing. So yeah, in his office where he works, there's just like a random raven hanging out. And he's also called Jimmy. Who knew? Okay, that's awesome. So I like that about it. But it has some classic quotes, like every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. Just so classic. What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Got a bit weird there with the accent. I've gone a bit Johnny Knuckles. If you've watched my movie Mentor, you'll know what I'm talking about. So is it lasso or lasso? I think it's one of those UK-US things. I think you would have said lasso, but there we go. I love that moment. Do you want me to lasso the moon for you? I'll do it. Just give me the word. And a lesson we can take from this is that you matter more than you realise. Every small act of kindness, everything you do that doesn't seem huge, it can really shape someone else's story or your own story. And I think if we stop and reflect on that right after we've watched this film, I think it can really help. To movify it, I think you should look back this Christmas, take a moment to look back on your highlight reel. So like all the good things you've done in your life, all the lives you know you've touched, and there's probably so many more that you don't know about. The people you've helped, the difference you've made, I bet it's way more than you actually think once you start listing it all. Like any money you've ever donated to charity, any good deed you've ever done, just list it all and be your own kind of angel. Is it Clarence the angel? Yeah, Clarence Oddbody. My memory is terrible. Be your own Clarence. And that's a good way to movify it in relation to that film.
Okay, movie star, real talk. Are you tired of feeling like a background extra in your own life? Then it's time to step into the spotlight and activate your main character era. And I've got just the thing to help you do it. Grab my free Movie Star Alter Ego Starter Kit, your behind-the-scenes pass to creating the bold, brave, action-taking version of you who goes after their dreams like the star of a blockbuster. Inside, you'll discover how to design your alter ego, choose your transformational item, pick your theme song, and build the rituals and confidence cues you need to start living your life like the epic movie it was meant to be. So, if you're ready to rewrite your script, roll camera, and finally take the lead, head to movifyyourlife.com/free to download your free starter kit now. That's movifyyourlife.com/free. Your next scene starts today. And now, let's get back to the action.
Number 5 is Love Actually. And I know this is very controversial because some people really hate it. But it's basically, I think it's 8 or 9 intertwined stories exploring love in all its different forms. So like romantic love, unrequited love, familial love, friendship love. It's full of so many like well-known actors and actresses, iconic scenes, like really British humour. It's so cheesy. So cheesy. And the reminder that love really is all around us, especially when we choose to see it. And it is pure cheese, and it's not something I watch every year. But, you know, if it's on, I'll watch it. But I had to include it in this list because it was one of my mom's favourite Christmas films. She sadly passed away last year. And her birthday was on Christmas Day, and she loved Christmas time, and she loved cheesy Christmas movies. And Love Actually was one of her favourite ones of all. So I watched it with her so many times. And it's heartwarming if you can get past the cheesiness. And some of us don't need to get past the cheesiness because we love it. And, you know, so many famous people in it. Hugh Grant, Colin Firth, Mr. Bean. Wait, that's not his real name. Rowan Atkinson, Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman, all kinds of people. Some of it is quite dated. Like there is quite a bit of like fat shaming in there and things like that, which if you watch it now, you're a bit like, ugh. But other than that, it's just a, you know, heartwarming watch. Some like great music there. The soundtrack's really cool. Oh, I mean, cheesy, but cool. I haven't written any favourite quotes from there, but I do love the scene when Hugh Grant is dancing around number 10 Downing Street and then he gets caught. So that's one of my favourite bits. The lesson, I guess, is that love comes in many forms and they all matter, including self-love. Got to get that in there. And to movify it, I think you could create your own sort of Love Actually style montage for a day. You could send unexpected messages. You could reconnect with old friends. You could do acts of kindness. Just sort of make love the central theme of your day, of your Christmas, of your December, and just amp up the cheese because it's Christmas. Why not? Okay, I'm already like over 20 minutes, so I'm going to try and speed up a bit. I was going to maybe split this into two things, but I think I'm just going to power through. So 6 is Jingle All the Way. Chaotic Christmas comedy about a dad's desperate mission to find the year's must-have toy for his son before Christmas morning. I believe he tells him that he does have it when he doesn't, and then it's like impossible to get one because everyone is getting it. It's like the must-have toy that year, so everyone got it really, really early. It's over the top, it's loud, it's crazy, it's full of festive panic. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, I can never say his name, and it's a reminder that obviously the best gifts in life sometimes aren't physical things. They're moments and memories. But also it has some great lines like, put that cookie down now. I had a terrible accent, I apologise. But yeah, fun, festive, crazy. The neighbour guy is really annoying. But yeah, I guess the lesson is sometimes we get so caught up chasing the perfect gift or goal that we forget to like just be present in the moment. And that presence, CE, matters more than presents. TS. Here we are. To movify it, you could focus more on connection over consumerism, though I do really enjoy buying and giving presents and receiving them. But like make memories, not shopping lists. Turn off your phone, have fun, be present in the moment, and don't make it about I have to get the perfect gift, I have to get the perfect gift. Just enjoy December, enjoy Christmas. Number 7 is a bit of a wild card because a lot of people don't consider it a Christmas movie. No, it's not Die Hard, although I do enjoy Die Hard. It is Edward Scissorhands. So it's not a traditional Christmas film, but a lot of it takes place during the festive season. The whole climax happens around Christmas party and stuff like that. There's a lot of falling snow and twinkling lights. And it's a beautiful, beautiful film, but really, really sad as well. So it's, if you don't know it, it's about a man with scissors for hands. There's this old inventor on this like crazy Gothic castle on the hill who creates this man, Edward. And for some reason, he has giant scissors for hands. And on the day, the inventor gives him his actual hands, which will replace the scissors. The inventor dies and the hands get destroyed by Edward's own scissor hands. So he never gets them. And then there's an Avon lady who goes calling at the mansion on the top of the hill and finds Edward and brings him down to the main like suburban road in America where everyone sort of is they're all dressed in pastel colours. They're all about consumerism, just totally different to Edward's solo existence. And it's like a modern fairy tale. It's all about creativity, isolation, acceptance, being different. It celebrates the beauty of being different and the pain that can come with standing out. And it's just beautiful. Why do I love it? It's Tim Burton. I love Tim Burton stuff. I love Johnny Depp. It's visually stunning. There's brilliant music by Danny Elfman. It's just gorgeous, but so sad. So I don't watch it over and over again because it's really sad. But I love it. And a lesson could be true beauty often comes from being different. And what makes you weird is often what makes you wonderful. And to movify it, I think you just need to embrace your quirks, your creativity. If you go completely over the top, like I said, in decorating or watching films in like November or whatever you do, however you spend your festive period, just do it. Embrace the weird, embrace the difference, be different. And you can use that throughout your life as well. And one of the quotes I almost don't want to say is, it's so sad. Kim, Winona Ryder, says, "Hold me." And Edward says, "I can't." It's like a doomed romance and it's all very romantic and sad. But moving on to number 8, it's not just one movie, it's a whole genre. Oh yeah, it's the Hallmark holiday movies. So you know the type, I've talked about them a lot recently on this podcast. Small town charm, snow-covered gazebos, baking montages, high-flying city career women finding love with local carpenters back in their hometown. They're super predictable, but that's why we love them. They give us comfort, nostalgia, and permission to believe in happy endings, which, you know, I just love all this stuff. If you've watched my moviementary, you know of my love for like Gilmore Girls and fall Hallmark movies, autumn Hallmark movies, and the Christmas ones are just as good, if not better, and covered in twinkly lights and Christmas magic and often Christmas wishes and Santa Claus like hiding in plain sight, and they're just ridiculous, but I love them. And the lesson, I think it's okay to crave simplicity, romance and comfort, but predictability doesn't mean boring. It can mean like safety, warmth, self-care. I consider this a form of self-care, to get all cozy, twinkly lights, hot chocolate, mince pie, put on a Hallmark Christmas movie, best self-care ever. And to movify it, I mentioned this in a recent podcast episode, but you could craft your own like Hallmark Christmas movie montage. So you could have a day where you like bake cookies, create a Christmas wreath, wander through a local Christmas market, you know, all the tropes from the Hallmark films, and film them all and create a little reel. I think that'd be really fun. 9 is another one that's just not just one film. It is the Netflix Christmas Cinematic Universe. I love this so much. When Netflix first started doing Christmas movies, I was just like, yes, I love these silly, cheesy, predictable Christmas movies. And then they started creating the cinematic universe. So we have stuff like The Princess Switch, A Christmas Prince, Falling for Christmas. They all kind of mention a different Netflix Christmas cinematic universe film in their film. So the main character might put the telly on and put Netflix on, and she's watching a film in that universe. And they have like interconnected like crossovers. So like they might have recurring fictional kingdoms. So they're not real, but they're real in the cinematic universe. They all have like crazy over the top plots. It's like shiny, ridiculous, somehow impossible not to love. And I love when anything sort of connects with other stuff, when it's like meta, when they're really having fun with it. And I just love the idea of a cinematic universe consisting of cheesy Christmas films. And I think the lesson here is that life doesn't have to be serious or make perfect sense to be enjoyable. It doesn't make any sense for these films to be linked, but it brings me joy. And sometimes it's the silly stuff that brings you the most joy. And to movify it, you could give yourself permission to enjoy this crazy stuff guilt-free, which I do anyway. Like, embrace the campness, let yourself be swept up in all the glittery nonsense of it all, and apply that to your own life as well. Like, just don't be so serious. Have fun, be silly. We all need more silly. And my all-time favorite, number 1 Christmas movie, which I watch every year without fail, complete with mince pies and mulled wine. It has to be, did you guess, The Muppet Christmas Carol. Oh yeah, you cannot get better than this. I love the original book, Charles Dickens, obviously, Christmas Carol. It like so many quotes, so many bangers of quotes, banging quotes. I like, some of the other remakes, but nothing will ever top the Muppet Christmas Carol remake or like version of the book. Obviously, it's filled with songs, puppets, and surprisingly profound life lessons. It's heartwarming, hilarious, and I think it balances silliness and sincerity perfectly. We have Michael Caine playing Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge, completely straight, doing a great acting job, while he's surrounded by crazy Muppets, singing all these songs and dancing and having the time of their life. And I just love it. And I don't think anyone delivers a redemption arc quite like a Muppet. So yeah, I love all the songs. I love so many good quotes. My favourite is "No cheeses for us Mises." And Rizzo, I know you said Lizzo then. That would be a whole other film. Rizzo going, "Lamp, like the lamp, not the rat, like the lamp, not the rat." It's really hard to get that out. The mice in the wall. Oh, so cute. And we have Tiny Tim. Oh my gosh, adorable. And I love how we have Kermit the Frog as Bob Cratchit and Miss Piggy as Mrs. Cratchit. And of course, all the kids are either frogs or pigs. There's no horrific hybrid frig, a frig or a pog. It's all just very wholesome. And, it's just a classic. You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. But one of the reasons I really love this Also that we're Marley and Marley. Woo! Oh, classic. Another reason I love this is my mom, who I mentioned passed away last year. She would always use the phrase, and I don't think it's quite right. I don't think it's quite a quote from the film or the book. But she always used to say, like, if I'd done something or, sent her a message about something and she was happy with it, she would always reply, "God bless you, Bob Cratchit," or "Bless you, Tiny Tim." And it just always makes me think of her. Yeah, I don't think she ever got the quote right, but to get a message from her saying, "God bless you, Bob Cratchit," always made me laugh. So that's another reason why I love it so much. A lesson from this, like, transformation is possible. Ebenezer Scrooge had the biggest transformation ever. No matter how far gone you think you are, oh my gosh, I'm not even on the mulled wine. Or how far other people think you're gone. How far gone other people think you are. Does that make sense? It's the best redemption arc ever. I think that's a lesson to take from it. And to movify it, I think you could pretend you're Ebenezer Scrooge. You've just gone on this huge transformation. You've been haunted by 3 ghosts. There's Gonzo and Rizzo following you around everywhere. You've just gone and put on an epic feast for Bob Cratchit. God bless you, Bob Cratchit, and his family, and the whole town of London, apparently. And you could reflect on what you want to leave behind this year, like who you don't want to be next year, going into next year. What are some of the personality traits you don't want to take with you, or some of the habits you don't want to take with you, and figure out what sort of new energy you want to bring into the next year and the next act of your life. So basically plan your Ebenezer Scrooge style comeback, hopefully without having to be haunted by 3 ghosts. Well, my number 10 on this list, The Muppet Christmas Carol. If you're also a Muppet Christmas Carol fan, let me know. I love it so much. And I usually do a quick Movify the Moments section at the end. I've kind of been doing it all throughout this episode, but to Movify a cozy December evening, I think you should watch your favourite Christmas movie and then do what I did. Maybe not create a podcast episode on it unless you have your own podcast, but you could journal about it, meditate on it, or talk to someone about why it's your favourite film. If you have a favourite quote from it, or quotes, what you can learn from it in terms of main character energy and stepping into your main character era or your main character Christmas era, and then figure out how you can use it as inspiration to either movify your Christmas and or movify your life like I did. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it got you in the Christmas mood if you're not already. And thank you for listening. And until next Movify Monday, I will see you on the red carpet.
Thank you so much for listening to the Movify Your Life show. Before you go, don't forget to sign up for the main character memo mailing list at movifyyourlife.com/list for exclusive tips, treats, and behind the scenes magic. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could please subscribe, leave a review, or share this podcast with a friend. Let's spread that Movify message far and wide, because everyone deserves to live an epic life fit for the big screen. I'll see you next week for another Movify Monday. Until then, that's a wrap.